Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Alrighty, so I recently read a book that made me very annoyed, to say the least. And that book is Crash Test by Amy James. Now, I was reading this and I have a lot of thoughts. Which, it's been very positive on the channel lately. We are due for a little bit of negativity. We are. A little bit of negativity does the soul good, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I have to rant about this book somewhere, especially my conspiracy theory that this is a fanfic. Conspiracy theory, not saying that that's true. Anyway, so yes, I just need some place to put my thoughts on this thing somewhere. I need to put my thoughts on this thing somewhere, and so we come to making a video about it. Now, let's get the formatting of this video out of the way first, because this is not going to be your typical booktube video where, like, we go through every single chapter individually, giving our thoughts along the way. No, I've already read the book. I've already read and finished it. I don't want to do that. So, first of all, we are going to give a brief synopsis of what Crash Test is, its story, everything, just so that you know what we're dealing with. And then we are going to give my overall thoughts on it. And then we are going to go into my conspiracy theory of why I think this is a fanfic, specifically a red, white, and royal blue fanfic. And then after that, we'll wrap up. So, if that sounds good, then stick around to find out everything. Now, anyway, what exactly are we talking about today? We are talking about Crash Test by Amy James. It is a queer romance. It centers around this Formula One driver named Travis and this Formula 2 driver named Jacob that have secretly been seeing each other for a year now. A huge crash happens in Formula 2 that puts Jacob in a coma and kills a few other drivers, which kicks off the events of this novel. Travis is devastated and trying to be there, even though Jacob's homophobic family keeps trying to get him out of the picture, and we get some flashbacks to when him and Jacob were together. Jacob eventually wakes up and cruelly breaks up with Travis, and Travis is miserable for a while, but then starts connecting with his team more, getting a little found family and friends, and winning the race season, so things are looking up for him. Cut to Jacob's POV, and he's in the dumps, living with his hateful family, career seemingly over, very irritable, etc. He slowly heals physically, but refuses to heal mentally until his therapist finally has had enough and basically tells him to get his shit together. So he starts trying to find a racing team again in any of the Formula Leagues, but nobody wants him, and meanwhile his family is trying to get him to go to business school instead. Eventually he figures out that he really misses Travis and was an asshole boyfriend to him, so he books a flight to London to see him and try to get back together. When he gets to London, he finds Travis dating a new guy and gets very ooh sad and cries to his best friend that also lives in London. Meanwhile, Travis dumps his new, better man because he's still hung up on Jacob. Jacob then sends one last email to a Formula One team, and they agree to meet with him and end up giving him a racing job, so good for him. And he's also over his hateful family, so he decides to move in with his best friend in London. Meanwhile, Travis flies to Jacob's house in America to try and get him back. He's not there, obviously. Obviously, he's still in London. So the mom tries to lie and say that Jacob is so much happier without Travis and to stop trying to turn her son gay or whatever. When Jacob comes to pack his stuff, he finds out that Travis did visit his parents, and his parents didn't say a word about it, so he finally stands up to them and tells them to shove it. There's some kind of like start of season event with Formula One people going on now, so Jacob decides now is the chance to try and win Travis back, and Travis folds immediately because he has no spine, and the book carries on for a little bit after that, but basically they live happily ever after and move in together. The end. That's basically what this book is. That's basically what this book is about. Now, with that out of the way, I want to rant. I want to rant because I was reading this and I was getting more irritated as it went on. And I was also like, is this just copied from AO3? Is this just copy and pasted from AO3? I'm wondering, I'm curious, but again, we'll get to that later. Anyway, overall thoughts on the book itself as it is, trying not to envision it as a fanfic, but taking it as it is. This video is probably so rambly. A lot of people who are watching this video are probably like, girl, shut up. Oh my god, you are so annoying. Just get on with it. I understand. I understand. But again, it's 3 a.m. I'm a little tired. I'm a little rambly. So, oh well. Anyway, it's my channel. So I can ramble as much as I want. Anyway, so overall thoughts. If you have a gay man in your life that chases the down low men, do not let him read this novel. For your sake and for his sake, do not let him read this novel, because this book will simply feed into his delusions that the DL man that he is chasing will one day come around and pick him. I'm sorry, that's basically what this novel is. It is just basically Travis going around hoping that his DL boyfriend will one day pick him, and then one day the DL boyfriend does. I'm sorry, that's basically what this book is to me. Here's the thing, I simply cannot root for this couple. Point blank, period. Now, let me drag Travis first. Travis needed to grow a spine. He really, really did. He is literally the friend with the terrible boyfriend, and everyone in the friend group hates the boyfriend and shit talks him all the time and celebrates when your friend finally breaks up with their shitty boyfriend, only for your friend to get back together with their shitty boyfriend the moment he comes calling. That's literally Travis. I'm so sorry, because literally, like, I can't even... Like, here's the thing. Literally, Jacob is awful to Travis from start to finish of their entire relationship. He literally is. In every single flashback chapter that we get, he is horrible. He is arrogant. He is demeaning. He puts Travis's feelings on the back burner. He is a horrible, horrible, horrible boyfriend. Like, he literally, like, there is one chapter where him and Travis have been quote unquote together for like several months now, and one of Jacob's ex-girlfriends comes into town, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with her and, you know, maybe do a little something more with her. And he literally says all this to Travis, and Travis just has to be like, oh, well, I mean, we've been seeing each other for several months, but I guess we never officially put a label on it, even though we've been exclusive this whole time. So I guess I just have to be fine with it. I just kind of have to be fine with that he's going to see an ex, and he's going to probably sleep with her. Okay, I have to be fine with that, because we didn't officially put a label on things, and I don't want to ruin, and I don't want to scare him away by telling him how I really feel. So okay, and then, like, and then later that night in that same flashback chapter, Jacob has the audacity to get schlonkered and then come back crawling to Travis and be like, I didn't sleep with her. I made a mistake going out with her. Oh my God, it's you who I really want. It's like, shut up! Shut up! Oh my God. I can't. And then the gag is, like, literally when they break up, like, almost an entire year goes by from when they break up to when they get back together. And Travis moves on with a much better man. Like, literally treats him very nicely. It's very nice, very respectable. Everybody loves him. And he dumps the new better man because, like, oh my God, I'm still hung up on my shitty boyfriend. I'm still hung up on my shitty ex, who literally dumped me because he didn't like that I exposed him as bisexual in front of his family by being there in the hospital. That's literally why Jacob breaks up with Travis, is because Jacob gets into coma. And Travis has the audacity to be concerned about his boyfriend and visit him in the hospital while he's in the coma. And his family and Jacob's homophobic family put two and two together. That, like, oh, y'all are more than just friends. Like, oh, our son is an F word. Our son's an F word. We hate that. So and the moment when Jacob wakes up in the hospital, he figures that out, and he gets pissy. He gets very, very pissy and mad at Travis for having the audacity to be sad, to be scared for him and concerned about his health. So he's like, you know what? I'm done. We're done. I can't do this anymore, because how dare you expose me as bi to my family? I was never going to come out of the closet to them. I never wanted to do that, but you forced me to. It's that girl. Oh my God! Like, God forbid the man you're sleeping with, like, have the audacity to be concerned about your health. Oh my God! Like, I can't. Even after all that, the moment that Jacob comes back a calling and is like, oh my God, I'm so sad. I miss you so much. Please take me back. It doesn't take 5 minutes before Travis is literally on his knees. I'm not joking. Literally on his knees in front of that man, doing exactly what you think he is. I can't. Travis is so freaking spineless in this novel. I can't. Anyway, but I know that Travis's supposed character arc is like going from like being super lonely and having no one but Jacob in his life, because that's his whole thing. Like, oh my God, his whole entire family is dead. He doesn't hang out with his team or friends or anyone. He just goes racing for his job and then goes home. Yeah, but then Jacob came into his life, and now he has somebody to talk to. Like, I get that his arc is going from like depending on one person and one relationship to like having a whole plethora of people that love and surround him. However, that happens so freaking quickly. I swear to God. Like, Travis has like the first 50% of this novel in his POV. And like that little character arc of his of going from like ooh super lonely boy to opening himself up to like found family and whatever and friends and all this shit, that happens in like 3 chapters. It happens in like 2 or 3 chapters. Really that's supposed to be a satisfying arc for me. Okay, got it. Okay, interesting. Anyway, that annoyed me very much, because it's like, this is so unserious. That is so unserious. That is the pacing of it all. I can't. Anyway, now let me track Jacob for a little bit. Like I said, he's a shit boyfriend. I know I keep saying in the last couple videos that I'm trying to swear less on this channel, but I'm making it an exception for this one because this book pissed me off. Like I said, Jacob is a shit boyfriend, and he gives me DL energy. He does. Like like I said, in the flashbacks, he's very self-centered. He's very dismissive of Travis as a person. Oh, and there's this one chapter. They literally spend a Christmas together, and I swear to God, like, here's the thing: they spend a Christmas together, and Travis gets Jacob this giant ass, expensive ass racing simulator. And it's meant to be like hey, we've been seeing each other for like a close to a year now. Like, I'm ready to take things up a notch. Let's maybe move in together. It's meant to be that sort of gesture. Now, granted, is that a little big? Is that a little pushy? Yes, I do agree. Like let's not get housewarming gifts. Let's have the conversation first. However, the way that Jacob reacts to this highly expensive ass racing simulator gift that his boyfriend got for him is literally just to A, laugh in Jarvis's face, literally laugh in his face, and then B, act like, oh, okay. Anyway, let me walk out of the room. Anyway, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Or I'm just gonna ignore that. Like, I'm not entering that. I'm never using that. Oh my God. Like, you're funny. You're funny. You got jokes. Like, you're really funny for that. And then literally, Jacob takes the gift that he got for Travis, which was like this sentimental little thing. It was something very cute and very sentimental. He took it back to the store because he thought that, like, because he was thinking in his head, like, this little sentimental thing that I picked up that reminded me of him. It doesn't compare monetarily. It doesn't compare to with the grand gesture or whatever. That's what he was thinking in his head. But in reality, it just makes him look even more like an asshole, because like, you don't even get your boyfriend a present. You don't even hand him a present for Christmas when he gave you this hugely expensive racing thing to train for your job. Interesting. And I'm supposed to feel bad for you? Really? Like, I'm supposed to root for you to get back together? Like, really? When your ego gets hurt by expensive presents that you can't even be bothered to give any sort of gift to your partner in return? Got it. I hope it makes sense with that. It just so freaking annoyed me. It so freaking annoyed me. Even when we got to Jacob's POV and he explained the reason why he didn't give anything as a gift to Travis that year in return, it still was just like, that's not an excuse, bestie. That's not an excuse. I don't care if your ego got hurt. I don't care if you thought that your little sentimental phone case with like whatever on it, what didn't compare. I don't care. You give what you got. You give what you got. Like, hello, even if it's just a pebble on the side of the road that you picked up when you were walking to his house, just give him the damn pebble or something. I don't know. And then again, like I said, he literally gets so freaking pissy in the hospital at Travis for having the audacity to be concerned about his health. Like, God forbid your boyfriend be concerned about your health. Oh my God, like, bitch, you're literally in a fucking coma for like 2 weeks, a month, however long. And your boyfriend is sitting here every single day that he possibly can, except on work days. He's literally sitting here every single day and night, trying to comfort and be there for you, and like asking the doctors, okay, what can I do? What can we do? How are things progressing? And like trying to bond with your family and get them to like him and support this relationship, and like really trying not to snap their head off, even though they are really trying his patience. Because they keep calling him basically every single thing except the F slur directly. Like, really? Your boyfriend goes through all of that. Your secret hidden boyfriend goes through all of that. And then you have the audacity to wake up in the hospital from your coma and be like, oh, they figured out that I'm bi because of you, because you didn't get the fuck away from me? Okay, well, yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Like, for real? For real? Now, yes, I know Jacob's arc, is ultimately like getting over himself, basically, and like realizing he was in the wrong in so many ways and growing as a person to both embrace his sexuality and be a better partner. Like, I get that. That's his whole arc. His whole arc is healing and growing as a person, and how long that takes, over basically another year. I get that. And, while I don't think it was particularly well written, it is much better developed than Travis's arc. I will say that. It is much better paced. So there's that. But honestly, I still think he's a prick. Basically, to summarize, here's where the book fails, in my opinion, because it's a romance novel. The couple gets together at the end. You're supposed to be rooting for the couple. I can't root for the couple. Like I said, I can't root for this couple because, like, literally, I don't want these two together. I'm so sorry. They should have just been exes and called it a day. Like, literally, Jacob should have just apologized to Travis for being a shitty partner and then gotten out of his life. Like, literally leave him alone after that. And Travis should have grown a spine and moved on to another man instead of being so down bad crying at the gym. I'm so sorry. Like, literally, all the new friends that Travis made on his racing team and whatever, they all should have slapped the shit out of him. They really, really should have. I'm so sorry. Now, just before I start getting into my evidence for why I started looking for the AO3 link the moment that I started this novel, yes, from chapter 1, I was like, oh, let me go look. Let me go investigate. Like, I literally pulled up Google and was like, where's the AO3 link, bestie? Like, where is it? Anyway, before we get into my evidence, I just have to say, let me clarify. This is my conspiracy theory. There is no tangible evidence that I can find on the internet that this novel is a confirmed fanfic. I cannot find any evidence that confirms it goes through the fanfic to published pipeline. I personally just think it does. That is my conspiracy theory. That is my thoughts. That is my opinions. It is my whatever you want to call it. Allegedly. Blah, blah, blah. Now let me go into my conspiracy theory. Let me put on my tinfoil hat. Come on, besties, let's all talk about why I think that this is a fanfic. Number 1, we are thrown right into the action/big tragic event and expected to automatically care about this couple even though we just met them. Now, this was probably the biggest clue for me to think that this is fanfic, because fanfic is known for this, where it's just automatically throws you into things without any sort of like introduction to things as to who people are, blah, 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 because, you're writing for the fans. So obviously you're expecting the fans of the source material to already care about this couple because they read the source material. So, like it is, like when you're writing fanfic, it is expected that like the people who are reading your stuff already automatically care about the couple. So yeah, but when you're writing original fiction, like people don't know who your OCs are. Like you come into a novel, nobody knows who these people are. So you kind of do have to give the reader like an introduction, a little ease into the world, a little ease into the what's going on, into the characters are and everything. Because you gotta give people a moment to warm up. You gotta give people a moment to be like, okay, hello, nice to meet you. Like my name is. How's the weather doing? Two, the level of melodrama is over the top. It is over the top. Now, admittedly, I'm probably slightly a little bit biased in that regard because I did listen to this on audio, and oh my god, the narrators are overly dramatic. I've never heard more melodramatic narrators in my life. Truly, truly, truly. I've heard really bad narrators. I've heard robotic narrators. I've heard a narrator that sounds like AI. He's not. I've heard bored narrators. I've heard narrators that don't fit the characters whatsoever. I've never heard like theater kid narrators essentially. They really are. And I say that as someone who was a theater kid. Like, it's very over the top with these narrators. It's very, very melodramatic. But anyway, even taking out the narrators and just taking the text as is, it's very melodramatic. It's very over the top. Like, it is very, very, like, very big, very expressive, very, very strong emotions from Travis and Jacob from the moment we meet them. Now, granted, seeing your secret boyfriend get into a coma will cause very big, very expressive, very strong emotions. But, like, you typically don't see characters sobbing through the pages, like from the very beginning of original work. It's usually that kind of thing is usually a trait found in fan fiction. Also, all of the melodrama with like Jacob flying to England to get back together, but seeing Travis with a new man and getting sad, and Travis flying to America to get back together, but finding out Jacob did the same thing in reverse. Like, that whole thing is very, very melodramatic. That is very much a thing you see in fanfic. That is very much a trope you see in fanfic. Like the whole like, oh, misunderstanding. We flew to this place at the same time. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And then also number 4, please just let's be serious for a minute. Tell me an F1 AU where one of the leads is tragically injured and the other spirals doesn't sound like the prompt that 50,000 works on AO3 have had. Come on. Formula 1 AU, and one of them gets into a coma. Come on. Come on. We've all read at least 20,000 fanfics like that. Come on. So that's my evidence for why this is a fanfic in general. Now let's get into my reasons for why I think this is specifically a Red, White, and Royal Blue fanfiction. Because, girl, there were a few things that tipped me off where I was like, hi, Alex. Hi, Henry. In disguise. Now, all of these traits that I am going to list out, and all the traits that I have listed out, if it was just like 1 or 2 things, it wouldn't be enough to convince me that this is a fanfic. It really, really wouldn't. Like, I'm not that crazy. Come on. I'm a little crazy, but I'm not that crazy. But, like, it's just the fact that everything that we just talked about and everything that we're about to talk about is all in the same place. It's all lumped together. Like, it's one thing on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. Number 1, Jacob being blonde, the youngest child with an older brother and sister specifically, coming from a family that is homophobic, and said family trying to get him to change from who he is and pursue a life that they see as more fitting and falling in line with the overall family image. Welcome back, Prince Henry. Like, hello? Welcome back, Henry. I mean, Henry would never be this kind of asshole that Jacob is, but like, anyway. Number 2, Travis having a close woman friend who works for/with him and is equal parts efficiency and sassy. Hi, Nora. Welcome back, Nora. We've missed you. Number 3, a guy from the US and a guy from the UK, both in the public eye, have to keep their relationship secret for XYZ reasons. Need I say more? That is the entire premise of Red, White, and Royal Blue. Hello? Number 4. Guy that feels incredibly lonely and isolated in the world, matching with a guy that's kinda a party playboy? Not the biggest sign, I'll admit, but again, in context with everything else, it's another log on the fire. It really is. It's just like one thing after another. And I will also say this does very much give me the vibe of like, if Alex and Henry got a personality switch, that would be Travis and Jacob. Truly. That's personally what I think happened here. Like, I think Alex is meant to be Travis and Jacob is meant to be Henry, but they just got a personality switch. Maybe in an effort to try and disguise this from noticeably being a fanfic. I don't know. But for someone who is as red, white, and royal blue pilled as me, like, you can do whatever you want. I'm still going to find it. Like, I'm still going to find my number one yaoi guys, like I am. Also, I do have to mention this because I got towards the end of the book and this just popped into my head. This was the first thing that I could think of. There might also be allegedly a dash of heated rivalry fanfic inspiration here. Again, the whole thing about this being a fanfic is just my conspiracy theory. I have to say that 5 billion times. I'm sorry, I do, because, girl, I'm not getting sued. Towards the end, when Jacob signs to an F1 team, the book makes this, like, whole big deal about how Jacob's new team and Travis's team have this, like, big arch enemies rivalry between them, and how their companies would be fine with them dating any other driver from any other team, but really don't like them specifically together because you're dating someone from the enemy team. You know, it's very, that thing right there was very much giving me, like, when people find out that, like, Ilya is dating a man, or like Shane's dating a man. Like, okay, like that's a little shocking, but like, oh well, who's the guy? Oh, it's a player? Like, okay, that's a little shocking too. Oh, it's that bitch. It's that bitch from Boston. It's that bitch from Montreal. Oh, now you've done pissed me off because, okay, fine. You want to date a player? You can date anybody else. There's 5 billion other guys in the league, but like, you want to date that bitch from the arch enemy team. Oh, now it's on. Now the gloves are coming off. Like, it was giving me that. Like it was very much giving me that with the whole, like, arch rival teams thing. And, like, like, don't date from the enemy team or whatever. Like, it was very much giving me that. It's very much giving me heated rivalry. And again, I can't find any confirmation about this online. So, like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, if you want to believe the conspiracy theory, believe the conspiracy theory. Like, join my island. But, like, if you don't want to believe the conspiracy theory without any hardcore evidence, I can't blame you. Like, I fully understand. Anyway, but, like, why does it matter? Like, why does that matter? Like, who cares? Who really cares? It really doesn't matter. If it's a fanfic in disguise, if it's not, who cares? Like, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, people are dying anyway. But, like, we've seen a huge rise in the fanfic to published pipeline in the last few years, so it's not like this book is committing, like, some unspoken sin by allegedly being a fanfic in disguise, like, it's really not. Like, here's the thing, I really just wanted to rant about it because this book drove me nuts. Like, that's truly the thing. But here's the thing, also, for me personally, if this was just thrown onto AO3 as a fic, I wouldn't have a problem with it. It's not harmful, it's not offensive, like, it's just eye-rolling. The book is just eye-rolling at the end of the day. Like, it's not like, oh my god, you ate my firstborn child, I have a grudge against you kind of anger. Like, it's literally just boring and, like, not well-written. Like, truly. So, like, if it was just a fic thrown on AO3, I would be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to give you kudos, but, like, I'm just going to click off and go about my day. Like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to post any comments. I'm not going to say anything. Like, like, whatever. Because that's rude. Like, but it becomes different when, like, you bind the book and throw it on Amazon or whatever, at Barnes & Noble, at Books A Million, and start paying and start charging people for it. It becomes a little bit different. Like, once you start charging people for your artwork, then it's like, okay, now I can critique you. Now I can say whatever the fuck I want. I can say, like, it sucks as much as I want, because, like, okay, you're taking people's money. like you're taking people's money. It's not for free. It's not a free passion of love. It's not a free labor of love at this point. Like, like, it's a commercial product. Like, it's a commercial product at this point. So, you're open to criticism at that point. You're open to me saying, hey, this sucks. I'm going to rant about this for however long on YouTube. But anyway, is anybody going to watch this video? No, let's be honest. Nobody cares about what a 100 subscriber channel has to say on a book with 6,000 reviews on Goodreads. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Especially with my frantic energy right now. Everybody's probably like, girl, you're so freaking annoying. I'm clicking off. I'm clicking off 10 minutes ago. Thank you very much. Like, anyway. But, like, here's the thing. I was originally just going to include my thoughts on this book in, like, a wrap-up of sorts, or, like, a TikTok or whatever. But, like, when I'm yelling at my shampoo bottles in the shower for, like, 30 minutes about a book, it's like, okay, that's a sign that, like, I have enough thoughts to make this an entire video. But, like, my thoughts are way too long to just make it a wrap-up video. Like, girl, if the Blackberry body wash has to hear me rant about this book for 30 minutes, then so do you, I guess. Like, I don't know. I guess it does. And, like, yeah, I'm sorry. I just needed to rant about this book because both as a fic and as an original story, it grates me. It grates on my nerves. It really, really does. Because here's the thing. Taking this as an original story, it's basically a man with no self-respect, desperate for the attention of a lousy DL man, trying to convince me that I should be rooting for this shit. That's what the book is in its, like, original story form. And as a fanfic, looking at it as a Red, White, and Royal Blue fanfic, even with swapped personalities, Alex would never have so little respect, and Henry would never be such a fucking asshole. Like, so it's just egregious mischaracterization. Like, so either way that I want to look at it, this book pisses me off. I'm sorry, it does. If you enjoyed this tangent, then please give it a like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on this video, on my conspiracy theory, on my review, or whatever. On the book, if you have read it, what you thought of it. If you think it's the greatest masterpiece of all time, please tell me why I am totally wrong. And, like, obviously you are entitled to your opinion and I'm entitled to mine. Like, neither one of us are wrong. Art is subjective, but, like, yeah, but I'm very nosy for, like, why somebody would give this 5 stars. So if you gave this 5 stars, I'm very curious to know why. I'm very curious. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, do all the things that I just told you to do. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.